Hi, everybody. So I want to do some previewing of the next steps we will take for your research paper. So what we're going to spend the first couple of weeks focusing on are um, finding, choosing, annotating sources. So we're going to spend some time talking about that, where to find sources, how to decide what are the best sources, what to do with them. So we're going to spend some time on sources over the next couple of weeks. So after we gather some sources, we're actually going to spend some time using those sources to write your synthesis paper first before we even start on the research paper. So we're going to do some summary and critique work with those sources. We're also going to do some synthesis work with those sources. So you will have, we'll spend some time with the sources that you find um, over this week and over the next week. We'll spend some time digging into those, considering your research topic before we move on. So for your research topic, we're looking at some kind of issue that has multiple solutions. So some problem you see that has multiple solutions. So we're looking at problem and solution. What is the problem? How can we solve it? Okay, so there are a lot of different directions you can go with that. But what we're going to start with is just focusing on sources. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by, writing an 8 to 10 page paper, don't. We're going to take lots of time to do it, and we will walk through it step by step. So all you really need to focus on for right now is finding thinking about a really strong topic that you can write about for a while, and then can you find good quality sources? Okay, so that's what we want to focus on. So let's talk a little bit about topics. Some things I want you to consider when you're choosing a topic. First of all, is this a topic that presents a problem? So I don't want you to just write about an issue. That's not a problem. Okay, I want you to write about something that's a problem. And then what are different possible ways we could solve it? So there are lots of areas you could look at. We can talk about government. We can talk about politics. We can talk about international relations with other countries. We can talk about your careers. So, what are some problems in your future careers? For education, there are lots of problems that we face in education, and there are lots of people out there offering solutions to those problems. So, that's what we're looking at for this paper. And by the way, you can look locally. What are some problems in your own community, and what are ways people are trying to solve those issues? So, lots of different options here. You're going to want to pick something that is broad enough to be covered in 8 to 10 pages, but also narrow enough that you can be specific and you can find good sources for your paper. So consider all of that when you're choosing a topic. 8 to 10 pages sounds like a lot, but it's actually not when you're considering multiple perspectives. So there are multiple solutions to the problem you're looking at. You will need to speak to those. And so, what, how can you make that narrow enough so that you can speak completely, so you can have good coverage of your problem and potential solutions. So, make sure that you're considering a topic that fits into that box, but also you can be specific about and really dig into potential solutions that people are considering. Also, I want you to consider topics that you can speak about logically rather than emotionally. So, if this is something that you have a very strong opinion about, and people may very strongly disagree with you, consider that. Can you write about this objectively? Can you research this objectively? Those are some concerns to think about. Can you balance logos, pathos, and ethos? Can you lean mostly on your logic and a lot less on the pathos, emotional side of the issue? So, some things to consider. Make sure you fill out your sheet and be ready. And by the way, do some preliminary research. Spend some time finding out what is out there. Can I find sources? Because I have too often students who jump into, a topic mostly because I love it, but that doesn't always make it a good research paper topic. So maybe even think of a backup topic or a way you could take this topic in a different direction. That requires doing some research, just some preliminary research, what's out there, what are some issues, what is a way, or what are ways we could solve this problem. So some things to think about. Be sure to have your topic ready to go, and also be considering where am I going to be able to find sources for this? Can I find sources for this? And doing a little bit of preliminary research to make sure that you're ready to go. Okay? If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, happy researching and topic choosing. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.